Welcome to the Trainer Talk, where we discuss topics related to health and fitness to help you gain back control of your health and fitness and become the absolute best version of yourself physically and mentally. Enjoy. Doran, what are your non-negotiables? Things that you do on a daily basis or a weekly basis that are non-negotiable no matter what, that are moving you forward toward your goals?
Okay, well, exercise, like fitness, health related, it's sleep.
Okay.
It's a huge priority. Exercising every day. Doesn't always mean like coming to the gym, but just getting some sort, biking, walking, jogging, running. Yeah, running's a big one right now. And then nutrition, obviously. And obviously, like we were talking about earlier, they all have their exceptions. And then outside, for breakfast, a bagel and coffee every morning.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
The coffee depends on the day, but I'm a big Black Rifle coffee guy.
Nice.
And then that's relationships. Would be another one. Just like spending time with family, friends, making time for it all. Not neglecting, trying not to neglect any of those areas, but spread my attention and energy equally.
I like that.
Yeah.
Go a little bit, like, what's your nutrition kind of look like? Like, what do you mean by healthy nutrition as a non-negotiable? Like, what main staples do you try to have every day or every week, maybe?
I focus it mostly on eating. More recently, I've been focusing on eating more vegetables and trying to make half my plate vegetables for every meal. And then about a quarter of it protein, so a lean protein. I do like a lot of lean meats like fish, chicken, lean beef, bison, things like that. But I also allow myself flexibility. So like last night, I had a plate of buttoni pasta. Me and my mom made. So it was awesome. So like that's probably not going to fit into a lot of people's diets because it's not a ton of protein in it,
right?
Ton of carbs, which is the bad guy apparently. But I let myself enjoy things like that, and it's fun because I get to make it with my mom and spend time with her. So that there's a relationship deposit.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, I allow myself treats, but I try to stick to that at least 80-20.
Okay.
So 80% of the time I'm eating healthy foods, following my plan.
So that's kind of your non-negotiable is about 80% of the time you're eating like healthier whole foods.
Yeah.
And then you still enjoy the occasional treat, snack here and there, dinner, stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay. What about your sleep?
Sleep.
How do you make that a non-negotiable? What do you do?
Sleep, there's a few like different departments of non-negotiables inside sleep. So it's putting my phone down at least a half hour before bedtime. Trying to like shut off all the light, stop watching TV, things like that. And then getting at least 7 hours of quality sleep. So that's without waking up in the middle of the night. And sometimes you can't help that.
Right.
But the things you do before you go to bed, kind of control that a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. For a lot of people, it's not always the amount of hours that you can get. It's really hard for some people to be able to get 8 or 9 hours, but like you said, it's the quality that you get.
Yeah.
If you set up your sleep environment right, get off your phone, get off Netflix at the right time, almost you have to set a bedtime.
Yeah.
And then you get that better quality sleep, and that's what just makes you feel so much better.
Yep.
Cool. What about you, Bethany? What are your non-negotiables?
For me, mine would be probably activity is a big one. So obviously working out's a big part of my schedule lifestyle, but just having time for general activity on those like off days, like going for a walk. On Sundays, like it's been fun going golfing or doing something where you're moving. You're not like, it's not purposeful exercise where, okay, I'm here to get a workout in. It's just, I'm enjoying moving my body and just kind of getting in that extra activity that way. And then another one is time away from screens. Like getting outside is something I've been trying to incorporate more, and I think should be kind of a non-negotiable. It just helps your brain reset. You think so much clearer afterwards. Just even if it's a run or just a walk outside, there's been so many studies done where it does help with your creative process. So no music, no podcasts, just walking, preferably by nature, because then you're not like distracted if it's like a super busy area. That's really something that I think more people need to do because we're always constantly stimulated by something. So having that, even if it's just 15 minutes, it can make a difference in your day, your mood, everything like that. Having some quality nutrition. So kind of like Lauren said, making sure that I'm having the vegetables with each of my main meals, and then just little like snacks throughout the day, and then trying to make sure that the portion sizes are correct. Not too much to where you're like overly stuffed because then you get tired and sluggish. Eating the foods that make my body feel good and give me energy rather than the ones that we've all had like a treat or something, which nothing wrong with it. Every so often, have a treat and then you crash afterwards. So I think that's a big thing as far as like your mood goes, your energy, your productivity. So that's something that I definitely prioritize daily because I know I'm going to be better because of that. Then having some sort of like gratitude or prayer practice. That's something that I've like added in just to like on my way here, I listen through an app and it just kind of helps get your mindset right. So for some people, if they're not religious and they can do a gratitude of like, okay, I'm going to write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. I do both just because I think it's good to do both.
Yeah.
And that's really important, like mindset wise, kind of gets everything centered and good. Planning out your day. So I have like my schedule for the day, planning out, okay, this is what I want to get done for the day, planning out what groceries I need to get for the meals that I'm going to make, and then doing like evaluations. It's actually a monthly thing. And like sitting back and evaluating, okay, relationship, scale of 1 to 10, career, scale of 1 to 10, fitness, scale of 1 to 10, like personal, whether it's just personal development or anything like that, just like, okay, what's my scales of 1 to 10? And you can do that personally with yourself. And then you could also do that like with whoever you're in a relationship with, be like, okay, what about this aspect? Like scale of 1 to 10, how do you think we're doing on this? And then you can kind of say, okay, where do I need to grow? Where do I need to improve this to make it from a 6 to a 7? Or like, oh, okay, I'm really lacking in relationships right now. I should reach out to a family member or a friend. And that way, just like once a month, just make sure that you're, whatever's important to you, you're still on the right path with that.
Yep, I love those. So for me, I put down working out is definitely kind of a non-negotiable, 95% of the time. Obviously, there's going to be, if we go on a vacation, like I don't worry about it. That's almost like giving my body that break that it needs. But I work out not because I want to, not just because I want to be the fittest, strongest version of myself, but also just because of the mental clarity. Like I feel 10 times better after I work out. So it's just part of my day. But as far as it being a non-negotiable, I don't let anything take that time away. So if I'm going to work out that day, I'm going to have 2 hours chunked away. Like this morning, I didn't get a workout in yesterday because we had a long day. So guess what I did? I moved it to today, which was supposed to be an active recovery day. And I came in at 5:30 with Jared to get a workout in because, so I'm it's a non-negotiable. I'm going to fit this 2 hours in somewhere, 4 or 5 days a week at least, and then the active recovery day one day usually. And then lately, I'll agree with you, and I guess you too right now, summertime, getting outside more has been a non-negotiable. So we've been doing a lot of golfing. And then I also, since I was 3 years old, my other passion and what I love more than anything, along with working out, is riding dirt bikes. And I just have a little pit bike, but I'll take that out in the yard even for 5 minutes. So I'm getting outside, getting some sunlight, riding around. I just have a big old smile on my face. And for a lot of the people that we meet with and train, they don't do things that they love every day. It's very rare for people to actually do something that they're passionate about every day. And that just robs so many people of, happiness and mental clarity, like that positive mindset. So as you guys know, like in our challenges and transformations, one thing is we try to get our clients to like, hey, do something that you enjoy every day for 5 minutes.
Mhm.
You know, if it could, for a lot of people, it could be reading, or it could be going outside in nature, or, you know, whatever little kind of hobby or thing that you actually enjoy that could be beneficial for you, we should try to do.
Yeah.
You know,
They say that you should do something every day that you loved as a kid.
Yep.
Because it actually has like a benefit for you.
100%.
Yeah, it makes you happy.
Keeps you young. I think.
Keeps you young.
Climb
a tree.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So things like that I've been trying to do, especially during the summer. Sleep, 100%. Like I've got it's basically TV's off or phones are down at the latest, like 8 o'clock. And then we're usually in bed between 8 and 9, lights out, by 9 or before. And that's because we're getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock every day. So I'm trying to get maximum quality, but also the maximum duration I can get without having to go to bed at like 6 p.m.
Do you and Katie have the same schedule? So is it like kind of conflicting?
She gets up at 3 when she works, and I get up at 4 when I work.
Okay, so I was just wondering because a lot of times, like if one person is staying up really late
Right.
and the other one's trying to go to bed.
Oh yeah, so even on the day she doesn't work, she'll still go to bed pretty early because she's just used to that regimen. Because the day she does work, she's in bed by like 7 to get up at 3. So I'll just go to bed usually at the same time, read. So you mentioned getting off your phone 30 minutes before bed. That's a non-negotiable. I try to read 5 pages at least every single night before I go to bed, and it's a personal development book. So it's something that's giving me value, making me better, informing me, teaching me, and that's really helped over the years, I think, as far as just progressing as my personal goals. Good food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, typically Monday through Friday, 80% of the time, it's always good whole foods. I try to make sure I'm getting enough food in. That's really a challenge for me, just burning so many calories, but I want to make sure I get enough food in. And then almost every night we'll have some sort of snack. It's not necessarily a really bad snack. It's not ice cream every single night, but like last night, it was a rice cake with peanut butter. Sometimes I'll make a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Like that is delicious to me.
Yeah, it tastes like a dessert.
It's a dessert. Yeah. I mean, I have one like almost every single day now. Yeah. Or like oatmeal with protein and blueberries, stuff like that. I also non-negotiable try to plan and have some sort of agenda for every single day. So whether it's 1, 2, or 3 top things that I want to try to accomplish, I write that down right in here actually, which I did not do yesterday because I was gone all day. So that's something, not all the time, 95% of the time. I did have a plan for the day though. This is one of those things. Yeah. Coaches meetings is number 1 on the list. But trying to have a couple things that I want to get done every day, that just helps me get more things done. It reminds me of it because it's often we forget what we need to do. And then also it just makes you feel accomplished. So I want to try to do something that makes me feel accomplished every day. Working out's one of those things, but also accomplishing my tasks is one of those things. And then doing something that I enjoy every day. So that could be going golfing, riding my little motorcycle around, doing something with Katie. For me, I'm actually a huge movie guy, so I actually maybe I'll watch a little bit of a movie or a TV show. As long as I get all my other tasks done. I'm a big advocate on I don't get to do those things until I get all my stuff done for the day. I think a lot of people fall to just wanting to be comfortable. Yeah. It's like, let's Netflix and chill all day long. And then if I did that, I would feel like a failure. I'd feel like I had nothing done, which sometimes it's okay, but
you probably appreciate it more.
Yeah, I would rather get up early, get a workout in, do something productive, even if it's just getting stuff done around the house and then enjoying the rest of the afternoon. That makes me feel so much better. Mm-hmm. So I think those are the big things, is just trying to make sure that you're nourishing your body, moving your body, spending time with family. That's another thing lately is, my mom works here, so I see her every single day. So one of my other non-negotiables is like every week I try to go and spend some time with my dad, just to hang out with him because I don't get to see him nearly as much as my mom. So that's been very fun. I'll try to just stop over at their house or something like that and just hang out. Like you guys said, like the relationships is very important. I think we get caught up in life and with work and stuff like that. We don't make enough time for quality family, friend time, relationships, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I think we kind of go through seasons of it where there's like certain times where we're super focused on work, certain times where we're more focused on like deposits of like, okay, we're going to spend more time with our family. There's times where we're working really hard on like a personal goal, whether that's like fitness. Like for you right now, you're spending a lot of time with your marathon training and CrossFit training. So I'm sure there's probably other things that have taken a hit because of that. We only have so much water to pour. And so what cups we choose to pour it in is kind of our choice. And I think there's different times of the year or different seasons that we go through where we need to do different things and put different priorities.
100%. But I think it's important to think about that. And I always refer back to this with all my clients is so many people think it's black or white. You gotta either be doing it or not doing it. Whereas I always consider it's a dial from 1 to 10. And you just adjust that dial. So maybe you're focusing on CrossFit and running right now. Your dial's cranked up to 9 or 10 on running and CrossFit. And then maybe, another aspect of your life is turned down a little bit to a 3 or 4, but you're still doing it. You're still making some time for it.
It's not completely shut off.
It's just adjusting your priorities throughout the seasons and the year. For me, like, I'm always super motivated at the beginning of the year. It's a new year. And we got all these new people coming in the gym, stuff like that. The CrossFit Open's coming up. Everybody's pumped up, training real hard. And then summer hits, and it's like, okay, we can kind of take a step back and start enjoying. Maybe it's more relationship time, getting outside, go golf, and having some more fun. So the dials turn back a little bit on the training and on the growth, the business stuff and the personal development stuff. But then in the winter, it's cranked back up because you can't go outside and enjoy that much stuff. So it's just adjusting those dials.
Because especially in the summertime, it's like we don't completely step away from our jobs, whereas some people will completely step away from working out or eating healthy because they're like, oh, that's like, I'm just going to enjoy life right now. And it's like, we'll enjoy life too. We won't go super hard, but we still make it a priority and we still have it as part of our life as a non-negotiable. It's just not our like main focus at the moment. And I think another thing that I wanted to point out is like learning and, as part of the personal growth thing, but whether it doesn't have to be like the self-development books, it could be in your job, just focusing on learning, okay, how can I do this better? How can we do that better? Like if maybe it's management, listen to a management podcast or just, just try to keep learning and keep growing. Because otherwise, like if you're not growing, you're pretty much shrinking or getting worse in that respect. So always trying to get better, improve, learn more, and it kind of segues into a little bit of everything. Just finding new things to be interested in, not being afraid to try new things. I think that's something else, like seeking out new experiences. And you never know, you're just like, oh, golf. Like for me, I was just like, never super interested in it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty cool, like all the different technique and different things in there. And now I'm watching like TikToks and okay, how am I supposed to like use my legs? And it just gives you a little bit, I don't know, just makes your life a little bit more exciting and interesting when you have new things to learn and experience.
And it's a way to get out there with friends or family.
Right.
It's very social.
We go together in golf and stuff like that with other people from the gym. So it's very social. You're getting outside. It's a little bit of activity and it's just fun. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people need more of that in their lives, just a little bit, and what people don't realize is it doesn't have to be going out and hitting 18 holes. It could be like going out for 5 minutes in the yard with family or something, like going for a quick walk, like doing something just to enjoy a little bit every single day. But and actually, speaking of non-negotiables, like this trainer talk and coaches meeting, this is our 107th week of doing this.
Yeah.
I don't think we've maybe missed 1 week. I mean, there's been weeks where some of us were gone, like you were gone or I was gone,
Or sick.
or we're sick or something. I think there's only been 1 week where we didn't have a single trainer talk. Other than that, we've always hosted. So that was one of the non-negotiables for me. Is like, I just want to commit to this. We need to meet, get together, and that helps all of us grow. You know, we share our wins, we share our struggles, we share our ideas with each other. It motivates us, keeps us on track. Are you doing this? Are you doing that? You know, we're giving each other feedback. So that's been really fun for me, especially as like the owner, and then trying to help you guys succeed and grow too individually. And then also giving this content to the people, whoever wants to watch it, right? So we're getting so much value out of it ourselves, and then trying to give a little value to everybody else.
Right.
That's been a very, very cool thing that we've now done for, I think this is the 107th episode, which is very freaking awesome.
Yeah, over
that's
2
pretty
years,
cool.
yeah.
Over 2 years, yeah.
It's crazy.
It's awesome. We're never going to stop.
It's a lot of information.
It's a lot of information.
Yeah.
If somebody watched every single episode and actually took action on it, they would be the fittest and healthiest version of themselves, I guarantee it.
And probably the happiest.
And the happiest. It's a lot of content to consume, but an average of 20 to 30 minutes times 107. So
That's a lot.
What, 40, 50 hours of content.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, we're going to wrap this up. So that's good enough for today, guys, right?
Yep.
Any final thoughts for the audience?
No thoughts.
Good.
Go do something that they love, I think.
I think that.
Create a list of non-negotiables.
Yeah.
What are yours?
Could be one thing. Yeah. Could be 1, 2, 3 things. Try to create a list of non-negotiables that you're going to do that are going to move you forward or make you happier or make you a better person. That's what I would say.
Yep.
Thanks again for tuning in to the Trainer Talk. If you are ready to gain back control of your health and fitness, we would love to sit down and chat with you to see if we can put together a plan for you. All you have to do is head to taylorhutchinsonfitness.net and book a free consult. Again, make sure you like and subscribe if you like the video, and hopefully we'll see you soon.